So it's one thing to build a tree, it's another thing to build a Japanese maple that's floating 6 feet in the air. If that swings, we're kind of screwed. I'm going to show you exactly how we did that. They gave us this absolutely stunning concept, this beautiful Japanese maple. When you come into the front lobby of this condo, you're actually going to see this thing hovering almost like a religious moment where it's like on fire. The leaves of a Japanese maple are absolutely stunning. As for the way that we were able to build this was a steel structure to its core. We had to have a large half-inch plate that we were able to mount to their 1-inch plate, which is an absolutely insane, about 400-pound plate that would be perfectly spec'd. We are not that type of steel workers. We are artistic steel workers. We shaped, we beat, we ground. We made sure to get the most organic shape physically possible on this tree. One of the coolest things we're doing with all of our projects now is we're actually making 3D models. So we're able to take the design, whether it's from the architect and designer itself, or we're doing it in-house, but we're able to do something simple like this tree project that we're building for a lobby. We're actually able to not just pull it and print it, but now the guys get this full 3D perspective, and we can actually measure and fully bring this to life. Now with 3D printing, you can make these small things, so it's wonderful. And guess what? They only cost you 20 cents, 30 cents to make. So if it gets destroyed, we can just remake it. We've actually decided because of this project that every single project going forward is going to have a budgeted 3D model, because frankly, it's just too useful of a tool. And when the designers and Cubic came in to review, we were able to hold the 3D model in front of them. They were able to hold that up against a tree and know that they got what they paid for. Afterwards, we actually used a 2-part epoxy called Zoo Epoxy from Polygem. And what I love about this is that it's 1, a little bit flexible, and 2, we don't need to build so much. Whereas with concrete, we're talking at least 3/4 of an inch on all sides. Now to do a really fine branch, it's just not possible with concrete to this extent. And the fact that we had a 425-pound weight limit meant that concrete was immediately not possible. We would have had around 1,500 pounds of concrete if we did it that way. Whereas this way, we only had 70 pounds of epoxy and we were able to do the entire tree. Like every project we do, realism matters to us a lot. So what we did, even though it was a different medium with epoxy versus cement, we would not do this unless we could actually emboss it with a texture that came from the real Japanese maple tree. We're using nothing but our hands and a bucket of soapy water and the stamp versus trowels, drill mixers or cement mixers or pumps. There's none of that on this. This is all done by hand. This is the most manual process of anything we've ever done.
Yeah, we just started at the bottom and worked our way to the top. Tried to get some twists in the upper branches. And the top was the most challenging. Some of it was not really easy to access and we had to lean way out.
Now for color. Color is a little bit more difficult on the epoxy versus on the concrete. If you do 1 too many layers on concrete, you will get a little bit of a sheen. That number of layers is like 7 or 8. Whereas with the epoxy, even the smallest amount is actually too much and becomes a sheen. Nobody on earth wants a shiny tree. That will immediately take people out of the realism. So what we had to do is our fantastic artist, Sylvia, came in and hand painted this with brush for every square inch of this piece, and it turned out beautifully. Okay, we have the one and only great Sylvia back helping us paint, and she's going to take on this gorgeous Japanese maple. Hello.
Hello. I'm a local artist here in London, Ontario. Rockscapes found me through the art competition that was happening in this building. And they reached out over Instagram, and at first I really didn't know what to do, and they taught me. And now it's been a really great experience because it really combines my artistic side as well as my education, which is in geography. Took lots of courses in like ecology and geology, which really fit in with this. So it's great to find a balance between the two.
We actually had to put the leaves, every leaf had to go on this piece. And in order to get approval, that meant we had to put every single one of those in, and then we had to remove every single one of those before we shipped this to the condo.
We had a great meeting about the tree and everything was approved. So now it's time to dismantle the leaves, put them back in the box, and take this sucker down so it's ready for shipping.
So we spent all this time building a tree to perfection in our shop, and that meant that we had to so carefully remove that, bring it down, put it on a trailer, and then drive it 150 kilometers away from our shop.
We are off. We have our trailer loaded up. Our team is ready. Some last minute strapping today. Now we go.
I'm in one bad move and we were ruined. And that bad move happened a few times. We actually scraped the side, we broke a branch. We ended up having to cut 2 branches off just so that it would fit on the trailer and still be legal. And all of those things ended up causing endless issues. So it didn't go perfect, but the best part about what we do is that we adapt and we move on. We don't cry over spilt milk and we get it done.
So just moving it into the lobby, that was a challenge.